The new El Camino is here and it is shocking everyone. The industry will not be the same again. It's like reviving a piece of American automotive history, but this is deeper than that. To be honest, it is the new big thing. I mean, it has everything the modern consumer wants, from a sleek look to amazing performance and capabilities to a price range that makes sense. So, let's start with the elephant in the room. Unmatched performance. To give this beast all the power, GM went with two options. First up, we've got a V6 3.6-litre engine straight out of the Chevrolet Traverse playbook. This bad boy is likely to be the powerhouse behind the base model, with rear-wheel drive churning out a solid 330 horsepower and a hefty 290 pound-feet of torque. This thing got some serious muscle right there. It's like the perfect blend of power and efficiency, ideal for your everyday cruising needs. But hold on to your seats, folks, because rumor has it there might just be a high-performance variant in the works. And let me tell you, if that thing comes to life, it is going to be an absolute beast. We're talking hair-raising acceleration and mind-blowing top speeds here, a mid-engine setup boasting none other than the legendary ZZ632/1000 crate engine. Now this beast clocks in at a mind-blowing 10.35 litres. Just let that sink in for a moment. With a monstrous 1,000 horsepower under the hood and a staggering 876 pound-feet of torque, this bad boy is posed to redefine the meaning of power on the road. It's like strapping a rocket to your ride and blasting off into automotive nirvana. The El Camino isn't just about raw power, it's got the tech to back it up. With its top-notch suspension and chassis setup, this bad boy is all about nimble moves and a ride that feels like pure adrenaline. Whether you're rocking the practical V6 or stepping up to the roaring V8, one thing's for sure, the El Camino isn't just a vehicle, it's an experience. But there is one thing you need to know. Design issues. Now don't get me wrong, this thing is like a blast from the past, mixed with a punch of modern muscle, boasting a sleek hood, fierce lines, and a presence that screams "look at me" from miles away, and I love it. And it's not just me. Car buffs can't get enough of its old-school charm and jaw-dropping appeal. But watch carefully, because there is a dark side to everything and we need to talk about it. El Camino's design is all about the razzle-dazzle, but that could cause some sacrifices in the practicality department. That streamlined shape could cramp up your cozy cabin space and put a dent in your storage. And don't even get me started on the lowrider vibe. Tall folks might just find themselves doing a limbo dance every time they hop in. It's a fine line we're walking here, balancing drop-dead looks for day-to-day functionality. But hey, that's the game, right? Alright, buckle up folks, because I'm about to introduce you to the 2025 Chevy El Camino, the jack of all trades in the automotive world. Picture this. It's like having the best of both worlds, a pickup truck and something entirely different. And let's talk about something that is hard to compromise on, the cargo bed. It is like your trusty sidekick, ready to haul whatever you throw its way, whether it's your toolbox, your mountain bike, or even your DIY project supplies for that ambitious weekend plan you've got brewing. But here's the kicker. Compared to your typical pickup, the El Camino's bed is a tad on the compact side. Don't get me wrong, it's still got plenty of space to handle your day-to-day tasks like a champ. Yet if you're loading up something on the bulkier side, you might need to get a bit creative with your Tetris skills or make a couple of extra runs. Although the sleek, aerodynamic beast is cruising down the road, turning heads left and right with curves that scream speed and agility, leaving those boxy trucks in the dust, it gives less space and less room for your gear, and maybe a bit of a squeeze for passengers. It might not be your go-to for off-road adventures, but this thing is practical in its own way. It's trying to balance a racehorse's speed and a workhorse's muscle with practicality in their own approach. Sure, there are some compromises along the way, but you get the best of both worlds. So let's talk about the details. Functionality. It might not be able to go off-road, but when it hits the road, it's like saying, bring it on, with its towing prowess. We're talking about an expected towing capacity of around a whopping 9,000 pounds. Need to haul some serious gear to the job site? The El Camino's got your back. Planning a getaway with the crew and some toys? No sweat for the El Camino. And let's not forget about its payload game. Depending on the trim level, we're looking at a payload capacity ranging from 1,000 to 1,500 pounds. That's the kind of range that suits both your workday grind and your weekend adventures. So load it up with the tools or gear for the job, or pack it with all your camping essentials for a weekend in the wild. The El Camino doesn't compromise on performance or convenience, no matter what you throw its way. When I said this thing is a powerhouse, I meant it. But this beast is also made with a side of leisure, and it's ready to roll whenever you are. So don't be surprised when this thing comes out with quality materials and an interior that is just amazing. Sure, it might be small, but that is what I was talking about when I said they made it functional in their own way. Let me ask you, what is the true concept of functionality? You see, it's all about the driver, the customer, that's you and me. We're the ones that make it functional, and the El Camino is ready for that. It has the power and the looks, so what you do with it is your next choice. GM made this thing really good, and if you've been following the video, then you know that it all makes sense. But now let me tell you about the second secret. Watch carefully. Thanks to the suspension and chassis of the 2025 El Camino, it's the real game changer. That's because this bad boy boasts the latest and greatest suspension tech, promising a ride that's as smooth as silk and as nimble as a cat. Now they're a bit tight-lipped on the nitty-gritty details, but here's the scoop. You're in for a treat. We're talking about a setup that's been fine-tuned to perfection, striking that sweet spot between cushy comfort and pulse-pounding performance. It's like they've cracked the code for the perfect ride. Up front, you've got McPherson struts holding everything, while in the back, you can bet your bottom dollar on a 4-link rear suspension to do its thing. That means when you're tearing up those twisty roads, the El Camino's got your back, keeping you glued to the pavement. And when you're just cruising along for the long haul, it's all about that silky smooth ride, baby. That is why the success of the El Camino SS could very well kickstart a nostalgia-fueled frenzy across the automotive landscape. Other automakers will be diving deep into their archives, dusting off those classic blueprints, giving them a 21st century makeover. This could very well be the start of a new era, a new segment in the car market. Price and competition. Now, hold on to your hats because the price tags on this bad boy are about to be a bit surprising. We're talking a ballpark figure of $30,000 to $40,000. We expect the entry-level model to hit the streets at a cool $32,000. But hey, if you're aiming for the cream of the crop, the SS trim might make your wallet cry a bit, clocking in at around $43,000. And here's the kicker. Rumor has it there could even be a hybrid or fully electric version revving up the scene, with a starting price of approximately $47,000. If you've got a soft spot for power, style, and a hint of nostalgia, this modern-day marvel is sure to rev your engines. This isn't your grandpa's El Camino anymore. It's packing a punch. But the competition is already here, and it's none other than its old rival. The new Ford Ranchero, El Camino's feisty rival, is all about practicality and getting the job done efficiently. It's a fresh unibody pickup truck that unites sleek sedan looks with hardcore utility. And guess what? It's probably going to borrow some tech tricks from its cousin, the Ford Maverick. So if you're all about versatility and crave that sweet spot between sedan comfort and pickup power, the Ranchero might just be your dream ride. But if you want to know more, check out our channel because we've already made a video on it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.